get more on the refugee crisis now. Giorgos Tsarbopoulos joins us from Athens. He is the UN refugee head of the UN refugee in Athens. Giorgos, thank you so much for your time. If we talk firstly about the UN appeal, it's an unprecedented amount of money there, $20 billion. I guess people would be curious to know, is that money warranted? Is it enough? And what exactly would the funds be going towards?
Well, I'm not the specialist to speak about funding issues, but for sure money is needed because it's not only Greece, it's the whole Balkan route, which is now under a very challenging humanitarian situation, as you know, after the border controls restrictions, which create additional risks, let's say, and protection challenges for all these people who are stranded within the countries and cannot continue their route to their final destination. This is a reality, and a lot needs to be done in order to protect them from cold and winter, for instance. On the other hand, you know, as Greece being the main entry point of, until now that we are speaking, more than 750,000 people, in their majority from Syria, have crossed into Greece, mainly from the Turkish shores. So it's an incredible number, which creates a lot of challenges to the islands, who are the first entry points of Greece and of Europe, of course. So yes, money is needed, but not only money, also political support in terms of a comprehensive strategy of Europe, in terms of solidarity mechanisms, and if you allow me also in terms of creating legal avenues, at least for people fleeing war and persecution, so that they don't need to go to the smugglers in order to cross into Europe, that they can live from Turkey, from Lebanon, from Jordan, to give examples, through legal avenues.
Giorgos, you touched on briefly these unprecedented numbers. Germany has, for example, taken almost 1 million people this year alone, and that's a figure that they were not anticipating even 4 months ago. So I guess to viewers watching at home from around the world, perhaps in parts of Europe, who might be concerned, are these kind of figures sustainable? From your point of view and what you have seen in your work, what would be your message to them?
Well, the message is to have an holistic approach, so not one or two countries being the final destination. This is the challenge for Europe. And of course, if and how many can one country sustain is a question of economic factors, of course, jobs mainly, but also of other social related issues, not to create tensions in societies which let's say, bear the major burden responsibility. So I think that distribution should be among all European countries. That's why the resettlement programs from neighboring to Syria, for instance, countries are important to be distributed all over Europe if we want to speak about European solidarity and not only to one or two countries like a final destination. Germany, for instance, yes, it is overburdened. This is a reality.
Giorgos Tsarbopoulos from the UN Refugee Agency in Athens, thank you so much for your time.